Good morning. You are watching Kwak TV because why watch crap TV with me, Callum McKay? I'm feeling it today. Callum McKay from Kwak Talks, and it is Thursday. If you are watching this live, make sure you jump in the comments, my loves. Make sure you say good morning to me. Who are you? Where are you? What do you do? And if you are watching this on replay, please do put hashtag replay in the comments. And remember, you can catch this in my Facebook group, The Duck Pond, which is here, that one. You can also catch it on my Facebook page, Kwak Talks, and you can also catch it on YouTube as a replay, and you can also catch it on LinkedIn. You can catch it everywhere. It's great. It's just like the fun version of COVID. Can I say that? You want to catch it, you want to watch it, yeah? See what I did there? No. So, good morning, Callum. Greetings from the other room in Bushy. Hello, Mr. Baum. I don't know if it's you, but I've got a feeling it is because it says Facebook user. But I've got a feeling that is, and I think my guest backstage is also nodding at the fact that it's you. So good morning, Mr. David Baum. If you are watching this from my Facebook page, Kwak Talks, you can actually share this far and wide. However, if you are watching this in the Duck Pond, you can't because it is private to that group along with everything else. So if you are wanting to share this for me, please go to Kwak Talks, the Facebook page, and share it. Good morning, Mr. Gary Jones, a regular on the show every morning now. So before I bring today's guest on, who is the wonderful and very, very lovely Melanie Baum. Baum? I'll get it right. So yes, it's good morning, Mr. Robert Leet. So yes, it's really, it's Thursday. I've had a really good week, and do you know what? I'm proud to say, yesterday I had a day off. I'm proud to say that. Normally, a lot of us, especially self-employed, will take weekends off, or we'll take some time off at the weekend, but we'll still work. That's kind of comes with the territory of being self-employed sometimes. But yesterday I woke up and I tried doing some work and I just wasn't feeling it. So I took the day off. And I'm really happy to say that. It was really nice. I caught up on some crap TV. I did. But obviously you don't want to watch that. You want to watch Kwak TV. So it was really, really nice to have a day off. And remember, this week I've been saying to people, what can you do by next Monday to channel your inner child? What can you do by next Monday to channel your inner child? It was Taz Thornton that gave me this task last week. So what I did is I went and bought out some Play-Doh and I made a beautiful blue elephant. So what can you do to channel your inner child by Monday? What is something you used to do as a kid without breaking the bank, and that you can do in your means at the moment in the current climate to bring back that inner child? Let me know. Honestly, please do. So yes, not sure why I'm Facebook user. For anyone that is possibly watching, you need to allow StreamYard for me to see your name. So you need to go to the More little button at the very top in the description or at the bottom and click the link for StreamYard, and then it will allow me to see your name. It's Gary Jones. I like this. I'm reading comics every day. Fantastic. I've got a friend that collects comics, right? And there's a thing, if you're not into comics, you might not know this. You've got to buy every issue, whereas if you miss one, you miss the full kind of storyline plot. My best friend's really into comic books, and he buys them every time. And I said to him, have you even got around to reading all them? Yeah. He's like, no. But if I don't buy one, I'll miss it. He spends hundreds on comic books. I guess it's his form of hobby. So, good morning, Chelsea White. Oh, we're off the mark this morning, aren't we? So, as we know, every morning on Kwak TV, I do the different days of the year. I do Twitter hashtags. So don't rush off, because I'm going to go through them and then I'm going to bring on my fabulous guest today, the one and only Melanie Baum. And if you are watching this once again via my Facebook page, please do share it far and wide. As in the Duck Pond, you cannot share it far and wide. So make sure you go to Kwak Talks, business coach and motivational speaker, and share it from there for me. Share it into your other groups, share it to wherever. So as we know, everyone, I keep saying the word so again. As we know, every morning I go through the different days of the year because I've really got into this and I found it quite fun. Different days of the year, so every day has a different theme. Sometimes there's a week that has a full theme. So today your theme is, it is Toast Day. Not as in toast as in drink, toast as in the bread. So remember, by the way, people, what do you put in a toaster? There's a question for you. What do you put in a toaster? The amount of people that get this wrong, you see. So today is Toast Day. It is also Chili Days in Chili con Carne. It's also Chili Day. So I have toast for breakfast, chili for tea. I love enchiladas. Love them. It is also Chocolate Covered Peanuts Day. Chocolate Covered Peanuts Day. I'd rather a different form of chocolate covered nuts, and I don't think they're called peanuts. There we go, my loves. That's the type of show you're in for today. Just going to point that out now. It is also Digital Learning Day. What can you learn online? If you want to learn something new online today, Go to Google Garage or Garage, depending on how common you are. You can find online courses there every day, and a lot of them are free. And you can get accreditations and certifications from them. So go to Google Garage, and you can find some digital learning that you can do today. And it's also clam chowder day. I think that's a little bit more American. I've never had clam chowder. I can imagine it's very comforting. But it's also a clam chowder day as well. Oh, I've got my guest going. Oh, yeah, it's very comforting. Very comforting. Oh, yes. Very nice. So it's, yes. Oh, true story to our comic books. Thank you, Mr. Gary Jones. Yes, Robert Lee, we do put bread in a toaster. We do. It's like what the cows drink. Okay, I'm going to go with this morning. And, well, that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner sorted. Yes, it is. It really is. Clam chowder for lunch, chili con carne for dinner, toast for breakfast. Don't know why I did it in that order, but yes. And Chelsea's saying clam chowder is do you know what? I might post a recipe for clam chowder today. Not tried it. Might post a recipe. I've got a picky eater for a partner, so we ain't having it, are we? But then your Twitter hashtags. So I like to go through the different Twitter hashtags every day, just so you know what you can use on Twitter and on other platforms, and so you know what is trending. So today your trending hashtags are as follows. It is hashtag Thursday morning. It is hashtag Thursday thoughts. It's hashtag Thursday motivation. It is also hashtag Thursday vibes. And we have also got a hashtag National Toast Day trending as well. So there is a good hashtag. That means that posting that on social media today, because it's a trending hashtag, and it's also a day of the year, that would be some good social media content today. So if you're struggling, get posting that. Maybe put the clam chowder one as well and put a recipe for clam chowder on your social media. Optimize it. Do what you can. And I think that is it for the trending hashtags. So hashtag Thursday morning, hashtag Thursday thoughts, hashtag Thursday motivation, hashtag Thursday vibes. That's too many S's. And then also hashtag National Toast Day. So, needs extra chili and mixed seafood too. Okay, don't like that. So, with no further ado, so like I said, you are watching this either in the Duck Pond or my Facebook page. And if you are watching this via my Facebook page, please do share it far and wide, because I like the popularity, but this guest definitely deserves it for what she does for people. You know, we all hear of debt collectors and credit control people, and we all expect a big, burly man, which, don't get me wrong, Nathan McQueen, wouldn't say no to. However, there's a difference. Sometimes someone that comes across as a softer approach, even though they've got that terrier inside of them, and, you know, the bit that they're most interested in is keeping that relationship between you and the client, even with them making a late payment. It's so important to them that you keep that rapport. And that's why this person is so good at what they do. Now, lovely, they're wonderful. And if they can tolerate David Baum, they can tolerate anyone. So, with no further ado, good morning, Melanie.
Morning, Callum.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. So just so everyone knows, we may have a couple of little internet snags this morning. If we do, bear with us. We will power through. So Melanie, how have you been? Good? Things been well since the start of the year?
Yeah, things are picking up. It's been slow just because of the general situation.
Yeah.
But things are definitely picking up.
I love it. So Melanie, I want you to say a couple of good mornings for me. So first of all, this is your husband. So say good morning to him.
Morning, David.
And we've also got
42 years.
We've also got Mr. Gary Jones.
Hi, Gary.
We've also got Mr. Robert Lee.
Hi, Robert.
We've also got Chelsea White.
Hi, Chelsea.
I love it. And then I think that's it for now. And then we have got Mr. David Baum saying, and yes, she does just tolerate me. I love it. Absolutely love it. So Mel, just in case, and I did explain a little bit then in my, what I hope was a lovely build up for you coming on the show.
Wonderful.
Just in case people don't know who you are and what you do, who are you and what do you do?
My name is Melanie Baum. My company is WCR, and I am the cash flow enhancer. So I help deal with all those creditor issues by using credit control, debt collection, tracing, and those all important creditor issues.
Yep.
At the moment, in these very difficult times, we find ourselves compassionately counselling your debtors to get results.
Yeah.
So that's it in a nutshell.
I love it. And you know what? There's one, obviously, which part of my build up of what you said there was compassion. You know, and that's one thing you exuberate. Oh, that's a good word for today. Exuberate. You ooze compassion, you know, in everything that you do. I know you do towards animal. Everyone should anyway, but I know you do towards animals. You know, you give compassion towards everything. Why is that so important for you?
I think because I've been there. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I've struggled with debt. I'm not ashamed of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know, especially when I'm dealing with the public at this moment in time, especially, it's really, really hard. You know,
Mm-hmm.
people have lost their jobs, they're on furlough, they've been made redundant. So, for someone, if for supposition, they owe £1,500, they're not going to be able to give me that in one hit. Yeah, and that is generally the first reaction. Well, I can't pay all that. Okay, I understand that. So, how can we make payments that you can afford to get this debt
Yeah.
reduced? And then
Yeah.
we come to an agreement. I have to say, and it's been proved this week, a lot of the time people will enter and agree to a payment plan just to get me off the phone. But I would say a large percentage will actually keep up with the payment plan.
See, that's amazing. And, you know, it's like, I love the fact you're admitting that, you know, you've been in debt. I've been in debt. Bloody hell, I'm 25 years old. I'm being in debt. You know, I've started a retail business. I took out a business loan. I was absolutely, I'm haunted by it until the age of 27 when it's paid off. So, you know, but it's there and I know it. And I know for a fact when it comes, because, you know, I've dealt with theft in my business life, etc. You know, it's really important from a non-professional point of view. And I think the word is communication. The key word there is communication for a lot of people. And obviously that's what you help and offer, is that aspect of communication alongside compassion. So would you say, obviously, that communication is so key?
I mean, most people, there's two reasons why an invoice won't get paid: is I can't pay or I won't pay.
Yeah.
So if you can't pay, why can't you pay? And how can I make it that you can pay?
Yeah.
And if you won't pay, generally there's a dispute with the product or service. So, you know, I've got to find that out and go back to my client and try and get it resolved.
Yeah, completely know what you mean. I completely know what you mean. And, you know, it's so important to do it. So how long have you been doing this for? I know you said it earlier, but how long have you been doing this for?
I've been doing it now since 2012.
Wow. Wow, that's nearly 10 years. 9 years. 9 years nearly, isn't it?
Yeah.
And how has the journey been for you?
Well, I got into it. I mean, it wasn't an area that I ever contemplated getting into.
Yeah.
David had set up the business back in 2007.
Yeah.
And I was working for, I was a retail manager for Holland and Barrett, and had been for about 4.5 years, I think it was.
Oh, wow.
And my line manager, my area manager, changed to a different person, and he was the worst person. He couldn't manage
Yeah.
people. He had no idea how to manage people. He treated people like rubbish, and we just came to blows because he didn't like. It was painfully obvious that he didn't like women,
Yep.
especially if they had an opinion, or they talked back.
Yeah.
I was getting more and more stressed, getting into a very dark place. And David was trying to convince me to give him my notice and work with him. And I was earning a really good salary for retail, which I didn't want to lose.
Yep.
And David quite rightly said, I don't care about the salary, you know, because I can see how ill it's making you.
Yep.
So I took a leap of faith. This was just before Christmas 2011. I took a leap of faith, handed in my notice, dealt with the backlash for that. And January 2012, I started doing this. And
Do you know, I'm going to go on a tangent on something from what you said there. I'm a real big stickler with, you know, I train managers with one of my service, my business analyst service. A lot of the time I end up training managers as well, like in particular to deal with the staff, especially when I help the hospitality and catering sector. And one of the biggest things in this day and age, which isn't a bad thing, is someone will get promoted to being a manager, which is fine, or they'll be hired as a manager of fine, sometimes without even any experience. Once again, it's fine, because I'm a big believer in sometimes you might just have the skill. They may have the skill to be a manager, but that doesn't mean they've got the skill to deal with staff. And, it is such an essential thing. And, I worked at Aldi through COVID. A lot of people know this. I hold my hands up to it. I had to make sure I had a wage with everything going on. And I loved every single person there. And I remember saying to the managers there, and a lot of them from a few years ago, because they've been there years, had actually been sent on a management course for dealing with staff members, not just members of the public, but the team, and how to talk to them and understand different people's personalities. Like, I don't think they went through DISC or Myers-Briggs or anything, but they actually went, if you've got these people with these traits, they will not work well with people with these traits. So you need to look at that. And to me, that is so key. And obviously by this person, also, it doesn't help that he was fucking sexist, but, he's lacking the thing that a manager needs, which is management skills and communication. And once again, that comes into now, what you do is that one aspect that he was shit with, which is communication. And, it's so essential, because you get results. You get results with communication. Go on.
So I had a year's training because the manager was retiring. So she trained me up in the rudiments of managing the store.
Yeah.
But I never got training in how to manage people.
Yeah.
And the one thing I found difficult was delegation. And I found one day that I was doing everything.
Yep.
And one of the girls said to me, "Why are you doing everything? Ask people." And I said, "Oh, I don't know." And then one day I just asked somebody, and I never told, I asked.
Yeah.
And then it just came naturally. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, once again, it can come naturally. And that's the bit I will also, I am understanding, because for me, I've had no training, but because it used to bug me, I learned the skill of managing people and staff and listening and understanding, like you do now, compassionate. When you're a manager, credit control, debt collector, business coach, life coach, whatever, it's even like who was on the call, Gary Jones doing his podcast. He might have people wanting to talk about a podcast to do with what's going on in their life. We all have to have that communication and compassion part. And if you don't have it, you need to learn it. It's a life skill. It's a life skill. It's not a business skill. It's not just a management skill. It's a life skill. And it's also a really good thing. If you don't have it, you naturally will learn it. And if you don't, you need to learn it. And it is such a thing that in all aspects of life and business, it benefits. But anyway, I did go on a tangent. So Mel, what would you say the best thing anyone could do at the moment if they're going, oh, I do have a couple of them invoices racking up. I do, I can pay them. I'm just waiting for a client to pay me. Then I can pay them. My invoices are getting a little bit tied up, a little bit tongue tied. What tip would you give them people?
Right. Okay. I'm going to turn that on its head.
Okay. Right.
If you are the client and you have invoices that need to be settled, the one thing I think as a as a race, we do not like picking up the phone and asking for money.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just for games.
Mm-hmm.
It's pick up the phone, have a conversation. You probably don't even have to say, when am I going to get paid?
Yeah.
If you just say, I'm ringing about invoice such and such, that usually triggers a conversation.
Yeah.
And that's all it is a conversation. But if, on the other hand, as you put it, if I am the debtor and I've got 3 or 4 debts that are racking up, get in contact with these people
and
see what you can do.
Yeah.
You know, in this day and age, and the law has been changed as well. So there's certain laws that you cannot be taken into court, you cannot be evicted from your property, which is a specific COVID law. But phone people and see what you can do. Some people will give you breathing space.
Yep.
Some people will just take minimal payments. But it's better to be saying paying £1 a month than nothing.
Yeah.
And ignoring people.
It is completely right. And do you know what? Coming from someone that don't do this for an industry, I've dealt with clients, I've dealt with people where they've got people owing them money, and I'm like, well, have you contacted them yet? And once again, it's like we keep saying, Mel, isn't it? Communication, but then especially in the current climate, and it should be anyway, compassion. And this is why I absolutely love your approach. When I go in networking meetings with you and you do your elevator pitch, you say, I'm the compassionate debt collector. You're like, don't get me wrong. I know there's some terrier in there. I know this, when the guns need to come out and the muscles need to come, the will, but you don't start that way. You start with communication and compassion. And for me, if anyone wants to talk about, like we're saying, credit control, credit checks, debt, anything like that, you should have a chat with yourself and David, because I know David is also very similar. But obviously, for me, you're a bit softer around the edges.
That is our ethos.
Yeah.
We don't bring out the Rottweiler until we need to.
Yep.
And I mean, I've had a case this last week. This particular person is driving myself and the client round the bend.
Yep.
And she's a vet debtor, which is quite hard to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's now working herself round the various vets in the area.
Yeah.
So she can get treatment and probably won't pay for any of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, love it. Mel, right, we're coming to the end of the show, my lovely. Thank you so much for coming on. Everyone can find you on internet, LinkedIn, Facebook. They find you everywhere, can't they?
Yeah, they certainly can.
And don't rush off anywhere. I'll put you backstage. We'll have a quick old natter just before I have to shoot off. How does that sound?
Yeah, great.
Lovely speaking to you, Mel. Thank you so much for coming on. And honestly, anyone needing debt collection, talk to Mel. Speak to you soon. Bye. Oh, I love that woman. When you come across these people, you're like, can I just pick you up, put you in my pocket? Does anyone remember Mrs. Pepperpot? I think it was like the books. Yeah, Mrs. Pepperpot. I think Mel's shocked at the fact I know who Mrs. Pepperpot is. So it's good old Mrs. Pepperpot. Pick her up, pop her in your pocket. So you have been watching Kwak TV, because why watch Kwak TV? Where you can watch Kwak TV. And tomorrow we have the diamond herself, the pearl collector herself, the one and only Miss Jenny Gordon. So make sure you tune in tomorrow to discover your brilliance. On that note, everyone, have a fantastic day. Make sure you get loads of stuff done. And if you can't be good, be careful. If you can't be careful, don't get caught.